Painting Diamond, Sparkly Amy's from here. Amy, it's everybody howdy. Well, I thought I'd work on a chat and WIP here. And for the design I picked today, this is a smaller canvas. This is a make market kit, which means it is produced by Diamond Dots. And this is the Starry Night canvas. It's a little one that comes with a frame. And of course, if you've been on my channel for a while, you know that Van Gogh is one of the artists that I like to showcase diamond paintings from because they are open source, so you don't run into copyright issues with any of these. But I thought today I'd work on this one. And around this time of year, I usually get in a mood to do a little bit of undiamond painting. And since this is one of my favorite canvases and kind of small, I thought this one would be a good one to do a little bit of undiamond painting today. So I did struggle a little bit. I had some trouble with the putty and the wax that I had in my pen. And it was almost like there was some sort of coating on the diamonds or something, but it just really was a bit tricky to undiamond paint. So I decided to do a voiceover on this one in the end, because I was trying to concentrate so much on the painting diamond that it was harder to find the words to say to do the chat part of the chat and WIP. So that's what's going on here. I thought I'd do a voiceover, and my phone ran out of charge in the middle, so this is a third or fourth take of trying to do the audio for this. So if you're wondering why the sound is a little bit different, it's because I couldn't plug in my microphone because my charger is plugged into that spot. But I was running out of time. It's getting late tonight, and I really wanted to get this video up before it got too late. So, how's everybody doing? Hopefully the weather is okay where you're at, but I know there are definitely some storms going on way up to the north, Oklahoma, into North Texas. We were hoping for at least some rain, even if it comes with thunderstorms this time of year. We really need the rain, but it wasn't meant to be for us, at least so far this week. So we are staying dry and dusty. We had a lot of wind and dust blowing around, which has really been affecting my allergies the last week or two. So been pretty stuffed up and not sleeping as well as I'd like to. But hopefully your week is starting out okay and a little bit better than mine has been. But anyway, it is that time of year. I work for the National Weather Service, so weather sometimes dictates my life this time of year. So weather doesn't care if it's day or night or weekend or not. So sometimes my schedule is affected by what the atmosphere wants to do. But today we were expecting a little bit of severe weather, and so far we have not had any in our part of the world. But if you're living a little further to the north, you may have had to deal with that. And we're kind of in a transition season for you all that are up to the north. So some of you have even been seeing some winter weather lately. So hopefully your weather is okay where you're at and you're getting through the work week okay. So let's talk a little bit about undiamond painting. So sometimes there's a favorite canvas you might have, or maybe you're a little bit short on funds and you still want to do some diamond painting. Well, undiamond painting is a way you can deal with that. So you can remove all the diamonds from your canvas, and this area I'm working on here is a little bit tricky because there are about 3 or 4 different colors in that area. So trying to tell some of those dark colors, even with the pad light on, it's kind of hard to tell the colors apart there. So I'm doing my best. But undiamond painting is where you basically take the diamonds off and repackage them, and then you have a brand new kit that you can work all over again, or maybe give it to a friend if you don't want to do it again. So it does take a little bit more work though, because those diamonds sometimes on that glue can really stick down. So I did have a little bit of struggle with my putty and wax, as I said, trying to get those diamonds to stick as they needed to. But let's see, what can we talk about? The giveaway. I have not drawn the names yet, so don't worry if you haven't seen your comment given a number on basically what I do. Let me back up a little bit. Is I will assign each comment a random number, and so you'll see me respond with a number after your name, and that is your number. And then I will create a spreadsheet that matches those numbers and do a random number generator to pick the winners. And then I will put the names on the screen. So that does take a little bit of time for me to assign all the numbers and put the spreadsheet together. And since this video took a whole lot of editing to get done today, and I kind of had a deadline on this one, I wasn't able to get to the drawing yet, so hopefully tomorrow or the next day I will put up the video with the winners of the drawing. And I think with that, because it's a mystery right now of who's going to win, I will include on that one an unboxing of a new mystery kit. So I've been sitting on this kit for a little while waiting for the right opportunity to do the unboxing. I do like mystery kits, and I do have several Diamond Art Club mystery kits. Some of them I bought on D-Stash, and others I've bought as they come out. But when I buy a mystery kit from Diamond Art Club, I know what the design is in advance because I am a member of the Facebook groups for the mystery kits, and you can find out ahead of time on those which design you're getting, because if you're going to spend a lot of money on a kit, you probably want to get a design that you know you're going to like. I think they're still fun to do, even if you know in general what the design is, because there are still lots of little surprises in there in the canvases, and it's just fun to turn that white background into a beautiful piece of art and watch it come to life. So I do like the mystery kits, and Dreamer Designs more recently has come out with some mysteries as well, but they are a little bit different. There is a newer Dreamer Designs mystery Facebook group, but I've tried not to look in there, and I did finally pick a mystery kit from an artist that I kind of knew in general what it would be like, and it's an artist I've never done a diamond painting from, but they all kind of have the same theme. So I had a general idea of what the canvas was going to look like, so I went ahead and sprung for it. And I haven't done an unboxing of a Dreamer Designs mystery kit. I'm kind of curious myself. It's sitting there waiting for me to do the unboxing. So I will do that probably tomorrow, and hopefully pair up the drawing for the winners for the gift cards for my 4,000 subscribers in that video. So look for the Dreamer Designs mystery kit and the giveaway winners coming up here in the next couple days. And with that, I do appreciate all my new subscribers and all my subscribers that have been around for a long time. I'm behind a little bit on the comments. I tried to catch up a little bit on a couple days ago, so I haven't forgotten y'all. It's just been crazy at work for multiple reasons, and sometimes I just come home and my brain is tired and I just need a break, so I haven't been crafting quite as much over the last couple weeks, and so the comments also kind of fall by the wayside. But I haven't forgotten you. I should have a little bit more time coming up here somewhat soonish, if we can get through some of this early spring weather, and then I should be able to hopefully catch up with the comments and keep up with them as you give them to me, because I know it takes you all a little bit of time to put those comments together, and I do appreciate it. It's just that life has been lifing, as we all say lately. So it is rodeo season here in San Angelo, and the rodeo out here goes on for a couple weeks. We have the carnival, we have the animals, and the rodeo shows. They usually sell out the day that tickets go on sale. The rodeo out here is a really big deal. And so I will be doing a little bit of work with the weather service out at the rodeo, because with all those rides and the fairgrounds and the tents and everything out there, there are a lot of vulnerable people that need to know when storms are coming. So as part of our weather service duties, if we know about large gatherings of people, the emergency management or county judges can request us to go deploy to some of those locations, and then we can provide weather support at that location and give enough warning to turn off the rides and get people inside before thunderstorms hit, because this is definitely the time of year when we start seeing our thunderstorms. So I will be doing some of that. Boy, there's not enough time in the day. I'm going to do all these videos and do all this catching up and do all the work things. Yeah, I probably get about 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night at this rate. Yeah, I'll find my time. I'll take my breathers here and there. Just know that this is kind of a general plan that I have for the week to get that Dreamer Designs unboxing and the giveaway winners. I've also got a couple of PR packages that I recorded the videos a couple days ago, but I've been trying to go back to what I used to do, which was work a little bit on each diamond painting or cross stitch in some cases, and add that to the end of the video so you can actually see some of the work done, and so I can give full feedback on what I think about the diamonds, the spacing, the glue, the thread, the printing on the fabric, all that kind of stuff. So I have been doing little bits of some of these diamond paintings, but I have a couple more left to do to add to the end of a couple videos. So those videos will be coming out in the next week as well. And I am working the rodeo Saturdays, which means, or this coming Saturday, which means I do have a day off tomorrow. So hopefully I can do some catching up tomorrow and stage a bunch of videos and just kind of spread them out every couple days. So you should have a lot of content coming up here over the next week and a half to 2 weeks from me if all goes as planned. So how are y'all doing? Have you bought any new painting diamonds? Have you done any more work on any of your favorite projects? Are you entered into any events or anything like that? Let me know in the comments what's up with your life. Is everything going okay out there? Any other federal employees out there that work for the U.S. federal government? Things continue to be topsy-turvy and changing by the moment and a bit stressful. So hopefully you're finding a time to take a breather, take a break, turn off the news, and work on a craft of some kind that gives you enjoyment, or listen to videos that don't talk about all the bad things going on in the world these days. So let's talk about events, because I've mentioned it on a couple videos. I am planning on doing an event in June, and that is part of the Diamond Painting with Friends group. So I told you I'm going to start adding in more details as we head toward the event. Of course, this is the start of April, so I've got 2 months to get ready for this, but this will be my first painting diamond event. And the way an event works is there is usually a theme, and the theme for my June painting diamond event will be plants and flowers. And so any canvas or any type of art, if you do stitch cross or coloring or painting or diamond painting, crochet, knitting, whatever craft that you do that is flower or plant themed, you can do during the month during my event. And I have had a few people ask, well, how do events work? Well, in general, an event is a time where a content creator will pick a theme, and the theme will be used for either 1 month or sometimes even 2 months for a longer event, like the Josephine Wall event that started today, as a matter of fact. But a content creator or a group of creators will create a theme, and then they will do videos throughout the month showcasing WIP and chats, or chat and whips, or with me stitches, different videos chatting about the event or the theme, and showing canvases and other work that covers the theme. And usually there will be giveaways throughout the month. So there will be videos that tell you to put a comment in. Now, some events are a little bit more formal, like the the Summer with the Masters, although that's been a little bit more casual through the more recent years, but also the Halloween events that are sponsored out there by big companies. My event is not sponsored at all. But usually with the bigger sponsored events, you have to include a start photo where you show your canvas before you start, because some of them require a new start, as they call a canvas that you haven't done any work on yet. And then you show a finish photo at the end. Some events require a finish by the end, so you have to put a finish photo to be eligible for the grand prize. My event is not going to be that formal. I'm not going to require a new start, and I'm not going to require a finish. It's just a time for us all to hang out and enjoy the themes of spring and summer, and that's why I picked plants and flowers. But I will be doing this event through the Diamond Painting with Friends group. So let's talk about that next. What is Diamond Painting with Friends? They are a group of content creators that have gotten together to try to help each other out, help with running events, and kind of group together to get the job done. So they support each other. They post links to all the different content creators, do shout outs to the different content creators out there, and kind of share the channels to get more exposure to the new diamond painting channels out there and all that. But they also have a Facebook group for the events, because I've asked a couple times about Facebook groups. I know not everybody's on Facebook, but for those of you that are, I've thought about trying to do a Facebook group, but I don't think I have the time right now to moderate the group and all that good stuff. So that's where Diamond Painting with Friends comes in. So they have a Diamond Painting with Friends 2.0. It's called 2.0 because it's a restart of a Facebook group for these events, which means you can join the Facebook group, but the posts that go in the group are for the specific events. So for example, right now for the month of April, we are at the start of April here. So the April theme from, I have to look it up to see which content creator is doing this month's theme, but it is a groovy theme. So anything rainbow or 1970s kind of theme, the groovy theme is for the month of April. So all the posts in that Diamond Painting with Friends group are related to the groovy theme. And if you want to join on the Facebook side of things for events, you can join that group. I will have, again, the link below. And when I do my event in June, you can post on that Facebook group and then join in on all the other content creators and all the other people in there for that event. And the reason why we kind of share the load there is because we're all pretty busy, and many of us have jobs and other things that we're doing. People we're taking care of, pets we're taking care of, all sorts of life things going on. So people in the group help put together the start photo montages and the finish photo montages and all that for the events. So if you want to join in on the Facebook side of things, you can join the Diamond Painting with Friends 2.0 group. Just be sure you read the rules and keep in mind that you're only posting event photos. So if you're not joining in, say on this month's theme, then hold off on posting until you are doing a painting that fits the theme of the month. But for my event, you don't have to be part of the group. That's just a way you can share your photos and chat about the event as well with others. But I will be doing videos through the month of June with some small giveaways through there, and probably a bigger giveaway at the very end of the event at the end of June. So stay tuned for all that. That's a little bit more details about the event for those of you that have been kind of wondering. And events this month, of course, the Diamond Painting with Friends Groovy event. And I haven't picked out a canvas yet, but I want to join in on that one because I want to see how other people run events, since this will be my first one. So I want to get a little more experience with working all the way through to the end of an event, because I'm really good at starting events, but then I kind of drop off usually. So that makes it interesting for me to be somebody trying to host an event when I haven't been very good about finishing events myself. So I'm going to try. So I am going to be joining in. I'll probably pick my canvas later tonight and post my start photo and get going on that. But there's a second event going on this month and next. It's a 2-month long event that's pretty important to me, has been last year as well as this year, and that's the Josephine Wall event. And I will post the Facebook group that goes with that one as well. And that requires a Josephine Wall canvas, not a new start, and not a finish at the end. It's one that's also a little bit more casual. But for any of you that have Josephine Wall canvases out there that want to get a little bit extra nudge or a push to work on them, which is what I need for my canvases, I've kind of talked about my comparison project, and I'd like to work on that a little bit more this month and show a little bit more progress on that so you guys can see my comparison between my canvases from the one with the diamond art and Diamond Painting Deutschland with the 3 Graces. I also have some other Josephine Walls I'd really like to break into because they are older canvases that I bought on D-Stash groups, and I have found that the quality improves over time, which means if you have canvases that are 4 or 5 years old or more, the stick still seems to be there. I should probably work on my oldest canvas at some point. But the diamonds get better over time, so the quality isn't quite as good on some of the older kits. And I shouldn't save them forever. I need to work on some of them. So much to do, so little time. So that's my plans for my events this month. And next month, the Diamond Painting with Friends event is going to be food related. And that'll be a little bit tricky for me because I don't typically buy canvases that are food related, but I might go on Amazon and look for a couple. Some events require licensed only, others do not. The Diamond Painting with Friends group is a lot more casual. We do not require licensed artwork. But if you are doing a diamond painting for the Halloween ones, sometimes they will require a licensed artwork. So just be sure you know the rules of each event. And as we get closer to June, I will post all that. But I will not require licensing or new start or finish on my events. Just casual. Let's work on spring and summer plant themes and have some happy time. So how are we doing here on our undiamond painting? It's getting there, but I'm getting into some of the dark color removal here, so it can be a little bit tricky. And you'll see my unmulti-placing is not nearly as good as my unsingle placing. So some of that unmulti-placing, I was just having a lot of trouble with the putty, especially the middle area. You'll see that some of the diamonds just wouldn't come up there in that middle area. And I had to keep trying to move the camera and reposition myself so I could see things a little bit better on here. Okay, so we've talked about events. What about life in general out here? Well, West Texas, as I said, has been pretty dry. We need some rain because we won't have plants and flowers this spring and summer unless we get some rain. Usually this time of the year we start seeing the bluebonnets popping up all over, and we just are not seeing a good bluebonnet season this year, unfortunately. I used to take my good camera and go down to the hill country, about an hour drive from here, 1 hour to 2 hours down toward Mason County and Junction and Kimball County in the hill country, and just go around with my camera, spending half the day just taking neat photos of bluebonnets. Maybe I will throw up a picture here of one of my bluebonnet photos that I've taken in the past here. I'll pop it in there in the corner. Maybe not. I just realized that that'll be hard to double edit, but maybe we'll give it a shot. We'll see if it can get in there or not. This video has already gone through a lot of torture to get the editing done this far. So not much else is new. My kiddos are still doing their kiddo thing, working at Walmart. Today was their day off, so they went to Dungeons and Dragons with their friends. My hubby's out doing test and tune for his RC club, RC Remote Control Car Club, and they have a race coming up this Saturday. But otherwise, we lead a pretty boring life out here. Our pupper dogs are doing well. We have 3 dogs and little Chihuahua that's really old. I'm not sure how much longer she's going to be with us. And then we have a pit bull that's middle-aged named Chinook. And he's the one that's barking and growling a lot in the background on some of my videos because he doesn't like birds in the yard or bugs in the yard even, or lizards on the window. So any creature that he sees outside, he has to bark at and sometimes run outside and chase. And I do live next to a state park, which means we have deer and javelinas and porcupines and skunks and all sorts of neat wildlife that tries to show up in our backyard. So it can be a little bit interesting at times when the puppers go nuts. And then Mocha is our 3rd dog. She is either a Catahoula or a Chocolate Lab mix. Hard to tell. She kind of adopted us. And she acts like a Catahoula, though, because that dog can climb trees a little bit, about a few feet up our mesquite tree in the backyard when she wants to try to get at a bird. So she is a handful. She's, I guess, coming up on 2 years, so she's still an older puppy, kind of juvenile dog, so she's full of energy, and she likes to have my attention a lot. So that's, our pupper dogs are all still doing well. We also have a snake, but that's my kiddos. I don't deal with the snake too much. And some kitty cats around, because if you live in West Texas with rattlesnakes, you want to have cats around outside. And the kids' cats are inside, but outdoor cats can keep the rattlesnakes away out here. Which is, speaking of, you're the snake. And so I have gotten a couple cross stitches and diamond paintings with snakes on them, but I know not everybody's a fan of seeing snakes, so I haven't really been showing those. Cross stitching, I guess I can talk about that for a little bit. So I do need to do a couple of floss tube videos because I want to show my progress on some of my counted cross stitch, as well as a couple projects you haven't seen that I've been working on that are new starts. And I also want to show some of my stamped cross stitch, especially some of my product review packages that I've been working on and all that. So I plan on trying to do 2 floss tube videos at some point in the next couple weeks or month. I say couple weeks, but I've got so much planned for this week that I'm not sure I can get them done. And those floss tube videos do take a little bit of extra time in editing because you have to stack up all the projects and go through them, and they can take a little while. So I thought I'd do it in 2 pieces. I thought I'd do my counted cross stitch with all my new full coverage canvases. I'm not talking diamond painting, I'm talking stitch cross. So I thought I'd do one with all my new full coverage counted cross stitch. That's from Heaven and Earth Designs and some other chart companies out there, some that I've started, as well as some of my ornaments and other things that are cross stitch counted. I will do those as a separate video, and saved the stamped stitch cross for another video because not everybody agrees with stamped cross stitch. Not everybody likes that. I say you do you, and that's why I do me on my channel. I do show a lot of the stamped cross stitch because I really enjoy it. It's brought the joy of cross stitch back to me, especially on evenings where I've had a long day at work and I just want to relax and not have to think and count and all that. Then I will pull out a stamped stitch cross, and then I just kind of follow along with the symbols printed on the fabric and don't have to think too hard. So give it a try if you haven't. And if you're worried about licensing, there are several kits out there of like old masters paintings, like the Starry Night from Van Gogh and other artists. I've seen Monet ones as well. There's a lot of Chinese designs out there as well. I really enjoy working on some of those because they can be really large. But a nice relaxing 9 count or 11 count is a good break. But then there are other times where I want to do something a little more complicated and challenging. So that's where my full coverage counted cross stitch kits come into play. So I've got some of each out there, and I just kind of switch around. I keep a big basket up at the top of the stairs, and that's where all my kits or project bags are full of projects that I have at least started. So it's kind of my WIP basket for cross stitch, and when I feel in the mood to do cross stitching, I just kind of reach in there and grab something and work on it. So that's my cross stitch world. I have been holding off on doing a lot of shopping lately. Money's a bit tighter for me as well as for everybody else out there, I'm sure. So I have so many kits to work on that I really have tried to slow down on some of my purchasing, which means you'll be seeing a little bit less unboxing other than the product review packages that I do. And I'm going to try to come up with maybe some more tutorials or themes. What I'd really like to do, but I can't do it this month, it'll probably be maybe this summer, is I'd like to create a small cross-stitch design of my own using various specialty stitches, and maybe doing a weekly little video on a particular specialty stitch and kind of share that with everybody out there. I'm still working on thoughts for that, so now's a good time to say, let me know in the comments, what would you like to see on my channel if there's fewer unboxings? Do you want to see more chat and whips, some more undiamond painting, some more stitch crossing? I haven't done any with me stitches or stitch with me's, if you're confused about my backwards talking here. I've been having some fun with that. So let me know in the comments what you'd like to see over the next few months on the channel, because this is all about what you want to see, not just what I want to show you. And I'm sure you've probably figured out I did this video at the start of the month as an April 1st, so this is an April Fool's Day undiamond painting. I basically ran this video backwards after I recorded it. And now I'm doing the voiceover, and this is actually take number 4 of me trying to talk through this video. I'm sure it sounds a little bit rambling because I had to quit looking at the screen because I was laughing, especially at the beginning there when that first bag gets unopened. So it was hard for me to do this with a straight face. So if I seem a little distracted talking through this, that's what's going on. So yes, this is definitely an April Fool's joke. Some of the other April Fool's jokes I've seen out there, Oraloa and Diamond Art Club participated in some April Fool's jokes today, and April Fool's is usually one of my favorite days. Being a computer geek through the years, there have been a lot of companies that come up with some really funny things. So I hope you enjoyed a little bit of undiamond painting, but obviously this was real diamond painting, just run backwards. I think my favorite parts were the unopening of the bags, pouring the diamonds back in, and all that good stuff. So hopefully I made your night and you got a few laughs out of this. And it's about 30 minutes in now, so I will stop here. And I hope you have a good rest of your week, and I will be back with more serious stuff without as much backwards talking very soon. So thank you for watching.